7.NS.1c. Right here, we're going to look at problems 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, looking at number 4. Look at number 4. Which of the following expressions, this says select all the correct answers. So, there's a good chance there's more than one answer. So, which of the following expressions gives the distance between the endpoints of the segments shown on the number line? So, what's this distance? So we could just count these out. Each of these is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, takes us 5 to get to -1. So this is 1/5. This would be 2/5, and so on and so forth. 3/5, negative, 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 and this would be 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, and this is 4/5. So we want to know the distance. Which expressions here give this distance? So we could add these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would give us 7/5. Or we could have actually done it. We could have done 4/5 minus -3/5. And subtraction is just adding the opposite. So 4/5 plus the opposite of -3/5 is 3/5. Which gives us 7/5. So we want some of these to equal 7/5. So let's rewrite this. We're going to take the absolute value, -3/5. We're not going to subtract. We're going to add the opposite of -4/5, which is 4/5, and we're going to take this absolute value. So this negatives can be attached to the numerator, so this becomes -3 plus 4. -3 plus 4 is 1/5, so we have the absolute value of 1/5, which is 1/5, which means A does not work. Moving on to B. We have the absolute value of -3/5. We're not going to subtract. We're going to add the opposite of 4/5, which is -4/5. So here we have -3 plus -4. That gives us -7. Our denominator will stay the same, and we want the absolute value. So the absolute value of -7/5 is 7/5. That one works. Moving on to C. We have -3/5. We're not going to subtract. We're going to add the opposite. There's no absolute value bars here. So -3 plus -4 gives us -7/5. -7/5 does not match. So C is not an option. D, the absolute value of 3/5. We're not going to subtract. We're going to add the opposite. So add -4/5. The opposite of 4/5 is -4/5. And the absolute value bars. So now we get the absolute value. What's 3 plus -4? That's -1. Oops. So the absolute value of -1/5 is 1/5. This one does not work. Moving on to E. We have absolute value of 4/5 minus, we're going to add the opposite. So absolute value of 4/5 plus 3/5. 4 plus 3 is 7. We need the absolute value. So the absolute value of 7/5 is 7/5. So E works as well.